What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now think about it. How did Google go from being the 18th search engine to arrive on the web to becoming the giant that it is today? The answer is OKRs, short for Objectives and Key Results. It is a collaborative goal-setting protocol for companies, teams, and individuals. Let's understand them. What's an objective? An objective is simply what is to be achieved, no more and no less. What are key results? Key results benchmark and monitor how we get to the objective. Tying it all together, an OKR system links goals to a team's broader mission. It respects targets and deadlines while adapting to circumstances. To be clear, it is not just Google which uses OKRs. Some of the other firms which use them include LinkedIn, Twitter, and Spotify. Here is some OKR hygiene from their founder, the legendary Intel leader Andy Grove. Less is more. Set goals from the bottom up. No dictating. Stay flexible, dare to fail, a tool, not a weapon, and be patient and be resolute. Let's discuss the superpowers possessed by OKRs. Measuring what matters begins with asking the question, what is most important in the next 3, 6, or 12 months? To safeguard quality while pushing for quantity, one solution is pairing. Consider this example. For example, your quantity is 10 sales call, but the quality would be 2 new orders. And the result would be that the lead quality will improve to meet the new order threshold requirement. Here are a few goal-setting ground rules. Key results should be succinct, specific, and measurable. And a mix of outputs and inputs is helpful. Finally, completion of all key results must result in attainment of the objective. If not, it's not an OKR. Let's say you want to win a car racing competition. What would a strong OKR look like? Here's an example. Your objective would be, for example, to win the Indy 500. The key results would be increase average lap speed by 2%, test at wind tunnel 10 times, reduce average pit stop time by 1 second, reduce pit stop errors by 50%, and practice pit stops 1 hour per day. In an OKR system, the most junior employees can look at everyone's OKRs, on up to the CEO. Critiques and corrections are out in public view. The answer lies in focused, transparent OKRs. They knit each individual's work to team efforts, departmental projects, and the overall mission. One benefit of OKRs is that they can be tracked and then adapted and revised as the circumstances dictate. We have 4 options at any point in the cycle. Continue. If a green zone goal isn't broken, don't fix it. Update. Modify a yellow zone key result or objective to respond to changes in the workflow or external environment. Start. Launch a new OKR mid-cycle whenever the need arises. And finally, stop. When a red zone goal has outlived its usefulness, the best solution may be to drop it. In scoring our OKRs, we mark what we have achieved and address how we would do it differently next time. Google uses a scale of 0 to 1. 0.7 to 1 is green, we delivered. 0.4 to 0.6 is yellow, we made progress but fell short of completion. And 0 to 0.3 is red, we failed to make real progress. In the book, Measure What Matters, you'll find real-world applications of these superpowers and also how OKRs help you achieve big audacious goals along with other useful resources. Now that brings us to the end of the video. If you've watched till the end and found this video insightful, do give a thumbs up and subscribe to help support the channel for more such content in the near future. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one. See you!